Very good team win. We played cohesive. It was hard for us. We had to adjust some things because we found out like right before the game as Mary we tried all day to get Mary ready. And then not having her in, knowing that when we were at Washington State, they killed us rebounding and our best rebounder out. So I was a little bit worried. And to go into the game with 7 players, 2 post players, and 2 5s against a team that plays like with some face-up fours was going to be a challenge. So I think we stepped up. I think everybody stepped up. I think Helena was awesome. Sky was awesome. Isis really stepped up, played big. I think everybody contributed, and it was a really good team win. I'd say for 32 minutes out of 40, we played good basketball. At times, we got stagnant against the zone, and we forced some shots on offense. But I think overall, a very good team effort together. And so that's the most important thing, and I'm proud about that.
And as this problem is your back.
Yeah, her back just spasmed. And so for us, like, she wanted to play, but it's like she's tight, having a tough time moving. I saw her running. It's like I can't play her like that. It's not worth it because then she can get hurt, and we still have another home game, and then we go on the road next week. So I just felt like if the time is right to try to conserve her, it's now. Now we're very optimistic that Sunday she can play. Just give it a couple of days. She was doing great yesterday because remember, it started against UCLA and against USC. She got banged at the very end, so it was locked up from that. Yesterday, really good, and then today in the morning, like really, really early in the morning, it's just like spasm. So we're confident like she's moving better, but it's just like it's not worth having her out like 3 weeks because it'd be the end of the season. So, but she was great on the bench. I thought she was a really good teammate. She was really upset before the game when she couldn't play and felt like she was letting us down. But I thought she did a really good job, her maturity of leading our bench. A very, very important role today to help us win.
Last time playing Washington State and Pullman, the Cougars were able to take care of the ball better.
Yeah.
What do you think was the key to avoiding this many turnovers?
I think we did a better job of less rotation. They're a very good basketball team. They're just different with Legger Walker, but they're still a very good team with experience. Like most of them have been together for a couple of years now, and they do a good job of like running pick and roll offense and then making you help from the corners and shooting threes. Now, fortunately for us, they were off from the three. I think it was a little bit of what we were doing, but I think it was also just off shooting night for them, which we did a good job of keeping our pick and roll 2 man. It's 2-on-2 versus like rotation. And the times we rotated, they got open threes and didn't hit them in the first half, a little bit in the second half. But I mean, we forced them at 2 for 17. That's pretty good. And I thought that starting 2 5s, it really changes our pick and roll defense because as Mary can be more aggressive defensively. And I thought Isis and Brea did a good job. And Brea didn't fall out to the very end. It's the silly reach behind ones. But I thought Brea and Isis did a good job of um, being locked in and wanting to come in and like perform. Like it was like we need a double from you. We need this many points in transition. I thought they did a good job of like rallying each other, and as Mary was really pumping them up to like be intentional about playing. This is the most Isis ever shoots. She was looking the score and like doing little things. And Brea was finishing better. She's been in a better space the last couple of days, and I knew she was going to play good. And I think she knew she was going to play good. So I thought I'm just proud of both of them.
You guys got Bella in some foul trouble early. Was it? I mean, she's a little foul prone too. Was it kind of driving on her kind of the game?
Yeah, and attacking her and getting points in the paint. But I mean, 8 for 16 from those two, it's good. And I thought I'm proud of our guards for looking to pass it, like give it to them inside. And Isis does a really good job of high-low passing to Brea. They have a really good connection together. But yeah, we wanted to definitely, because with Bella out of the game, defensively harder, because then it puts Warlick at the 4, which is a hard matchup for us. But offensively, like she's really good around the rim and she's capable of carrying the team. So it was good getting her limited with foul trouble, to be honest. Like, because she's a good player. That was part of the plan.
I saw Isis on the court doing some of the stuff she does when she's on the bench or train on her team. Like if somebody fell down, she'd help pick them up and pat them on the back and do things like that. What did you see from that standpoint from Isis?
Yeah, Isis is a connector. Isis is a great teammate, a great communicator, and brings energy and experience. So I think that's where it really helps Brea, because Brea is a freshman. Learning Isis has the experience, so I think she understands those things like calling little things like calling on balls from the 5 in the backcourt. Stuff like that, get our guards nailed. Just getting to the ball and the press fast when she's a 4. Like that's things she's not used to, but she does those things well, and just a good teammate, and the team loves her. Um, I thought and then she stepped up. I mean, I think this is probably a career high for the season for Isis, right? Yeah, and but she's capable of doing this. Like this is the way she's capable of playing, and I think I was more happy than her when she hit that three, because we've always talked about it. She couldn't shoot the three at all when she got here. We work on it every day, and she hit one, and so because she's always open at the three, so I was happy. I think she was a little bit happy too, sticking her tongue out, but she's hit like 4 or 5 in her career, so one a year. So I'm proud of her. She played really well.
And Helena just, I mean, be more aggressive. How do you get aggressive Helena every night?
I don't know. I've been trying to figure that out for 5 years. But she's so unselfish. I think that I like the way she plays. Now, sometimes I want her to shoot more, but if she's not open or it's not there, she's not doing it. So, like today, she was intentional. Like, I want her to be like that, but it's not her game. So, she's better when she doesn't have to do that. I know numbers wise, but like, she wants to distribute. So like the last resort is that I like her to, because she took some more contested shots. I don't mind that because she's so good. She's capable of that, but it's just not her game. But it can be. But if she's feeling that way, it can be. If she's not, she's not. Like she'll never be like 0 for 7 because she'll stop shooting. But like I don't mind if she would be 0 for 7 because I believe she can be 7 for 4, like 7 for 7 the next half and be 7 for 14. But like, I mean, think about her best games this year. She hasn't taken more than 10 shots. So she's gonna take 10. She's never gonna take 16, which I wish she would. She could take 20 right now. But she's gonna get her 20 or 18 and being like 8 for 10. Like that's just she's unselfish, and it's the way they play in Spain. I like their basketball. You're contested, you don't take a shot. Like having her take the step back threes, I was like, good job. But it was like a shot that she had to create. Like she's usually gonna get the shot that comes to her. And I think I'm also proud of Jada. Jada was 3 for 10. I don't care because Jada still runs our team, scores the baskets when we need. I mean, didn't have a turnover, had 3 assists, so she gives us good minutes, and we are good on the floor. She's a plus 18 efficiency, so like that's good. I mean, we're on a plus 18 when she's on the floor, so she's doing other stuff when she's not scoring. Now, I was talking to her about like she doesn't have to take that unbalanced shot. But I think she's just trying to help the team. It's not a selfish shot; it's a shot trying to get a rhythm. But I told her, hey, get those on the backside or attack off the rescreen. But I thought then she made some big layups. But she sets teammates up, runs the offense, and she's a little banged up right now. So I don't mind. Like she still played good being 3 for 10. You know what I mean? Some people like 3 for 10. It's like, oh, they played so bad. She still played well and helped us win. And like still it's hard to take off the floor. And I thought Sky was huge tonight. I mean, 5 for 7. Sky is very sick right now with a bad cold. She blames it on me and Capri, but it's not. But like, everybody has colds, but she's like dying. She's like got antibiotics. She's super congested. Like in shoot around, she's like, so, but in the game, she's just playing hard. So I thought Sky was huge. I mean, 5 for 7, 12 points, 8 rebounds. She's continuing to get better and better. And I mean, look at how much she's improved. Like she was kind of a walking turnover early in the year, jumping, and now she still goes to the basket a little bit out of control, but we're teaching her, she's an athlete, how to kind of jump. So she's going up stronger, more under control, and she's making them. And she's like translating, getting better. Think of how much she's gotten better since she's started, like since she went in the starting lineup. She's just continuing. She's going to be a really, really good player for us in the future.
How much of that is confidence that she's playing more?
I think it's confidence and skill work because before she couldn't play more because she'd walk in and have 3 turnovers. So like they're all related. I think before every time she made a pass, she would jump in the air. And she just would make these cross court passes. So I think experience from the playing time and the skill work and every day working on jump stopping and getting to the basket off 2 feet instead of like the step through where you're falling out of bounds. She did that one time. She tends to do that on the right, but she's getting more under control. She's passing the ball into the post better. So she's improving. Like when she first came here, she couldn't like front pivot, reverse pivot, make like a fundamental move. I told her we're gonna talk to her about her side step threes, step back side step threes, but she's a good 3 point shooter. Didn't hit them today, but she's also defending the way we want to. She's capable of doing that because she's an athlete. So the sky is the limit for Sky, and I just love her as a kid. I love her family. I love everything. She like represents what we do. She's a great student. Like her family's super supportive. Like she could play 2 minutes. Like they won't call and say, "Oh, Sky was great." Like they're not gonna say that. They're gonna say, "Yes, she's getting better." Like whether she plays 2 minutes or she plays 20 or she scores 12 or scores 4, like they know the process and they get it, and so it's a lot of reason why the way she is. she's the way she is.
You had a 12-0 run very early in the first quarter, kind of never looked back after that. What was the secret to coming out so dynamic at the beginning of that game and maintaining it through most of it?
Yeah, well, having a 20-point lead against Washington State is not comfortable because they shoot the three so well. So I just don't get. And with 7 players, it's hard. But I thought we came out like with the intention of playing good team basketball. We came out like on a mission, and it clicked. And I think that we also made them look the way they looked. They didn't shoot the ball great, but I think we stayed on assignment. And I think we just moved the ball well, played really good offense. Especially, I'd say the first 7 minutes was really good. I was like, we're playing some good team basketball. I'd say probably one of the best first quarters. Now the concern was having a cushion at halftime and how we are in the third quarter with fouls and like that. But we had a really good third quarter. It was one of our best. I mean, we were 9 for 15, 60%, 3 for 6 from the three. I mean, that was a really good third quarter. And we talked about that at halftime, like how important that was because this is a team that can shoot the three and like a 20 points is nothing. With shooters like Villa, Wallach, they're good. So I thought we did a really good job. I mean, we gave up 11 offensive rebounds, so that's way too many. But I thought overall really good team effort. I mean, we held Bella. So she played 25 minutes, 4 for 7. Not held her. She's a good player, but 8 and 7. I mean, Bella concerned me in this game because with our matchups, she was capable of having 20 and 12. She's a kind of a hard matchup for us. And then with starting Isis and Brea, it forced one of them to guard 25 Bea, and she's a lot more face-up versatile, so that's a challenge for us matching up. And I thought that they did a good job on her. She was 1 for 7, 9 rebounds, but 1 for 7. So I thought they both played good, and everybody stepped up for what we needed to win this game. I didn't want to put pressure on us, especially when I knew we had 7. But it was talked about. This was a very important game. I didn't talk about it for standings, though. I talked about it for home because this team you put pressure like but I just said this is the home game. It's really important to win games at home, but it was for more reasons. Just because I know we're confident at home. We're 4 for 5 at home right now in the last like 5 games. But very hard on the road. So you want to win the games at home. You want to try to steal some on the road. And then we had 4 games to end the season at home. So I was just talking about that more, so we're confident. But they had to produce, and I think backs against the wall a little. It hadn't played great. They got our butts kicked 2 games in LA, not just like you see at USC stomped us, and then came back and bounced back. So I'm proud. I'm proud for that. I really am.
You mentioned kind of what you hinted at just there. What is your outlook with postseason with 5 games left of the regular season going into Pac-12 and even right now you guys are on the outside looking in for NCAA, but
Well, not really if we win a couple games because we were 1 game behind Cal. And Cal was on the bubble. So, and we'll get 7 teams in. So for us, not looking ahead, because this team, I can't look ahead. I have to narrow our focus, but just win today and win this game at home. Like having a great weekend at home is very important to control our own destiny. Then we go to Stanford, Cal. We try to split or we try to sweep. We don't have pressure to have to win those games and then try to get one at home at least. So that's a situation where it's good for us. Now are we going to get a bye in the Pac-12 tournament? I mean, probably not. We won't actually, but at least we're having some momentum, and we needed to peak at the right time. I talked a lot about like playing better basketball at the right time because you just have to get hot. You have to have a little bit of luck. This isn't the time where we wanted to regress because then it's like hard. But winning at home, we're confident at home. Then whatever happens next week, we're trying to win 1 or 2. We don't want to get swept on the road, and then at home. And I think at home the last weekend, I think we have a chance to win at home. So it's a good way to end the season, and I think this game helps us win other games at home. I think if you lose this game, I think we lose on Sunday, and I think tough the last weekend because who knows how the road trip's going to be. But I think the confidence of winning this game gives us a really good chance on Sunday, like feeling good, playing good, good team effort, shorthanded as Mary comes back, and then we go on the road. You take your chances. There's no pressure. We have no pressure on the road, and then we come back home and end. So I think that's a good situation for a young team right now.
So eye test wise,
Yeah.
That third quarter,
I know.
I was sitting there honestly saying, I think this might have been the best third quarter that I've seen the team play.
Yeah.
Just the fluidity of it, and the percentage that you shot. When you were in at halftime, I know you kind of talked a little bit about this, but when you were with the team at halftime, you were talking to them about coming back out, keeping that lead.
Not being flat.
Yeah. was there something different about the team, about the message, or?
No, I think just their focus from the beginning and just the focus to want to win this game. I think when we've been shorthanded and the rotation's good and I think they're feeling good with each other, they're just more focused. I think as a young team, I think sometimes in third quarter, it's like halfway through the game, whatever the score is, I think you just kind of relax. And we made a mistake coming right out the bat. That was not a good possession, the very first one. So that was a mistake. That's not how you want to start a third quarter. So they could have gotten hot. And it's a long game at that point. 20 minutes is a long time. But I think that making the adjustment, and then still we didn't expect a zone. And playing against a zone fourth quarter with 2 5s is a little bit harder. Or even Helena at the 4, it kind of messes up our zone offense. But still kind of found a way. But I thought fouled too much in the fourth quarter. But the third quarter was my concern because our third quarters have been bad. Our third quarter, Washington State, they kicked our butt and off the same offense. And then our third quarter at USC was bad. So I think that just getting over the hump of that, that also gives you confidence. So very important the way we played in the third quarter.
Not sure if you caught it, but if you happen to, can you describe just that moment of everyone in the crowd, fans holding up the sign of "We Stand For"? Just that.
Wait, what? Oh, I didn't see. I didn't see the fans. Sorry,
Yeah,
I probably should, but I'm always stressed out in these games. With them, I honestly didn't see. I didn't because I don't see a lot of the entertainment in there. But I wish I would have saw. When did that? When was it?
Second quarter.
Yeah, I never see because we're usually in a timeout or meeting, so I didn't see. But I did see them bring people out to court, and I think it was huge to have a pink game to support. I mean, so many women die of breast cancer, and it's crazy in our profession a lot. Like you're seeing a lot of it with coaches and stuff. Right now, situation in Florida State with Brooke, I actually texted her today, so prayers go out to her. And there's so much like I'm just getting older and more of it's happening. It makes you want to go home and do your own test. It's scary, but it's just scary because it's like it's happening to a lot of people and more and like think about just all of our friends. I mean, we all know probably at least 10 people have gone through it just off the top of our heads. So definitely want to stand for it and support it. I kind of wish we were able to have a pink game here. But I know our players all want pink jerseys to represent it. But I wore my pink suit in support, so I never wear a pink suit any other time. But yeah, I think a very important game, emotional game. So good we played. We played for a good cause. Played good basketball for a good cause. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you think, I know you lost last weekend and you're down to 7
Mhm.
players and you were before. This was a really good outing, as were the last couple times you played with 7 players.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's something a little behind that, or there's something that brings them together, or they realize that it's really on them and they have to stand up? Everybody has to stand up and do their part, because it seems like in these games, that's what happens. Everybody plays well.
Yeah, I think in the beginning having Kaylin out as our leading scorer, I think it made everybody rally just because like a big part of our offense and a good player of ours is out. So I think that made people rally. I think today we didn't really know it shoot around. We weren't kind of sure, and then we knew we were shorthanded again. And I thought Kaylin was really good on the bench too. But just figuring out a way to step up, knowing that they have to because of Ismary. So like they feel like and know that we have to fill a void. And then like right now we're incorporating Kaylin back, and she's not as confident right now, which we know she's. It's hard. It's hard when you've been out and you got to come back and be incorporated back in the offense and your roles change. I think that's not easy for anybody, and I do give grace for that. But just want to compliment the rest of the players for finding a way and everybody stepping up, whether that's Jada running the team, Helena being more aggressive, Isis scoring, Brea finishing. I mean, Brea was upset that she didn't finish well. She was 3 for 11 at USC. Wants shots that she can make, so she was intentional about finishing and playing better. So I thought Skylar wanted to be an impact, so like stepped up. So I think everybody just did a good job of stepping up and figuring out, wait, Courtney, not her night offensively, but then she has 4 assists, only 1 turnover. So still found a way to help the team. So I think everybody like took accountability to step up. And I think that's not always easy. You're like, oh gosh, we have 7 players. Like they killed us on the boards last time. They're a good team. We can't foul. I think sometimes like players can revert opposite and put pressure. But I think that in these times we've stepped up. Now the scary thing for me is when we get down to 7, like God forbid something like someone like in warm up twisting their ankle or something. Like sometimes I'm like, oh geez, like you want like a warm up to be 5 minutes, but like you can't say that. But my thing is like you can't go and win these games with 6 players, like so that's kind of like from my standpoint. Okay, do I want to add a walk on just in case, or what else? Someone throws to start to throw up before the game can't play, like. Like just I've never had a situation where we're such a short bench. Like you look at like 2 subs, and there were 2 guard subs. We didn't have a post sub, and then we're playing a team that has some size. Like it's just that's the concern. And then incorporating someone now, it's so late. Like it's not easy. So it's like figuring that out. Like that's why it'd be a perfect situation if the rules were different. I could just make a manager because at least they know their offense. They know our stuff. I know them, but you can't do that. So won't be in a situation ever again. I'll tell you that.